Now, all of these different platforms are creating some challenges for me here for uploads because my Comcast account only supports 12 megabits per second upstream, and that's on a good day. So I've been really struggling to try to figure out how we get all these videos uploaded. And as the resolutions increase of the videos that I want to make and the frame rates increase, those files are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And Comcast did not have many options for me. Even when I called about a week ago, the best they could do is what I already had. And then I went on their website just for the heck of it, and I said, hey, what are the available internet offers in my area? And wouldn't you know, if you just click on internet on its own, you get offered this, 2,000 megabits per second. And as it turns out, this is their Gigabit Pro, which is a fiber optic to the home product. And it's 2 gigabits per second symmetrical for $300 a month, which means you get 2 gigs down and 2 gigs up. Now, this is twice as fast as my home Ethernet network is, so that's going to create some networking challenges to get the full speed that this offers. But this looks like, for me at least, a deal I should pursue, so I have pursued it. I called the number, and when I called the number, nobody there knew what the heck I was talking about. I got transferred around to a dozen different people, and then finally got to somebody that knew what this product was. And then they kind of interrogated me in a nice way to make sure I knew what I was ordering and why I needed it, because this is not a typical Comcast installation. So after that little interview was done, they said, all right, we're going to put a ticket in, and we need to see how far you are from the nearest fiber tap, because they don't want to have this fiber optic thing going in where they have to take the whole neighborhood offline to get you up. So they have to find a tap where they can extend a fiber optic cable just for you from that tap to your house, which is why this service is really not something that I think is going to be a widespread offer, nor do I think it's going to be something that's going to be inexpensive. So far, I meet one of the criteria, which is that I am less than 1,700 feet from that fiber tap. I'm about 800 feet away from it. It must be somewhere in the neighborhood. I'm not sure where, but I'll find out when they start moving this a little bit further along. Now, the next step, which is happening as we speak, is they are now looking at the physical construction plan for taking this wire from the tap and then bringing it all the way over to my house and installing it inside the basement here. And once that part is completed and they have a construction cost, then they will move forward with the actual install. So this might be another month or two before we have it in place, but once it is in place, my upload speeds will be going up dramatically, which I'm really excited about. And it's also going to make it easier to do live streaming and a bunch of other stuff, because we haven't been able to keep a consistent upload speed for live streaming when I've done a few of those in the past. It buffers out a lot. It just wasn't working very well, partly because there's some issue going on in the neighborhood with my internet that when you're doing a steady upload thing here, we're just not getting a reliable connection. This being a direct fiber connection right into the backbone of Comcast's local network, I think will do a lot better. And if you're curious about this service, there is a great article on Medium that I suggest you check out by James Watt. This guy I think I would get along with. He's like a fellow tech geek like me, and he just had to have the bandwidth, and he ordered this service, and he has a whole very detailed diary of the entire process right down to the install. They bring the fiber into your house. They start splicing wires together. I just can't wait for this to happen. I hope it does, so that I can document it for you as well with a little more video. And he's got it going at his place, and he even changed his entire network over to 10 gigabit internally so that he can make use of the total speed. I'm not sure I'm going to do that right away. I think what I'll probably just be getting the advantage of here is that 2 gigabits being available in the aggregate. So if I have multiple computers connected to unique ports on the switch that they'll be giving me as well as part of this, we should be able to take advantage of that 2 gigabits, just not on the same computer at a time. And the switch that they bring in for you is this $11,000 Juniper Switch. I don't know how they even make this profitable for them. They must have some lease agreement. So this is what they hook up in the house to get this service working. So although this is being sold as a residential product, it certainly is not a residential installation. This is an enterprise level installation that they're making here, and they're now experimenting with offering this on the residential side. And what I'm learning so far is that bringing fiber to the home, especially for Comcast, is going to be incredibly difficult. Their entire network architecture is built around fiber to coax. They got these little nodes that are hanging up on the poles all over the place, and those nodes take one input of fiber and then convert it to coax, which then gets delivered to the neighborhood. So to go fully fiber is probably not something Comcast can do at any kind of reasonable price. And what I'm really interested to see moving forward with this is when 5G rolls out, what does Comcast do to respond to that, given the bandwidth might be a little better, actually, on that 5G service versus what they're offering over coax at the moment. So it's going to be interesting, hopefully, once competition rolls into place, and I'm looking forward to getting this big $11,000 switch installed in my basement. And speaking of competition, there are some things happening in my state, and maybe yours as well, with competitive services. So this new company is coming into parts of Connecticut, not where I live, unfortunately. They're offering unlimited gigabit symmetrical service for $90 a month in more of the densely populated areas of my state. And given my population density here, I don't expect to ever see these kinds of deals roll around, but it does give you an idea as to, I think, where we're going to see the market headed, and whether it's 5G or some kind of competitive fiber service. Hopefully we'll start seeing more of this happening, because I think there is a consumer need for faster speeds, especially those of us who work from home that produce large files and need to get them transported to clients and to video services. And I'm hoping that more of you will have the same choices I'm finally getting here for more reasonable prices. So stay tuned. We'll have an idea as to whether or not this Comcast thing is going to work by the end of the week. And hopefully within 2 or 3 months, if I'm approved, we'll be uploading much faster and doing more live streaming and a lot of other fun stuff too. So stay tuned.
This channel is brought to you by the Lon.TV supporters, including gold level supporters Chris Allegretta, the Four Guys with Quarters podcast, Tom Albrecht, Gerard Newberg, and Kalyan Kumar. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to lon.tv/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit lon.tv/s.